Okay, welcome to Sample Anything, where I'm going to be sampling unusual things from around the house. Today's sample comes from a pot lid. I've recently moved to Belgium, so I don't have all the things I used to have in my old studio, but I'm trying to make use of some of the things I do have in my house, which is interesting. So, today's sample comes from this pot lid. As you can maybe hear, it has quite a resonant sound. I sampled it a couple of different ways and then went through and chopped up the thing. You can see here, this is the original sample. I recorded a long sample. And then what I did was went through and chose the best ones. So for example, this one here was one of my favorites. This one has a kind of shh sound at the start. I actually kind of have to remove that. Too much of the chic sound. Anyway, I went through and chose the best ones. As you can see, there's only a couple. And made 4 different instruments. The 4 different instruments sound like this. I'll show you. That's one of them. This is more of a sequencer. Just a variation. And this is my favorite one. Yeah, I think I'll use that one. Anyway, what I first did was here, simply opened up a new track and grabbed a simpler. I started with a simpler because it's easy to use in a sampler, but I eventually went to sampler for pretty much all of them, I think. I think this is the only simpler. Nope, that's a sampler as well. So simpler, what you can then do is, let's say, drag this into the simpler. If you have a push, you can actually just click on the sample and click convert to simpler. There's not on the click menu here. So here, it's loaded it up as that first sample. What I want to do, the very first thing, is drag to the start of that note. So I'm just going to drag it to there. So when I, for example, click on the push, yeah, it doesn't loop it. To get this one, what I've done, if I zoom in, I'll be able to show you, is I've got the start is the click, and then I've got it to loop. So I'll show you how to do that on this one. So from the beginning, we want to click loop, and actually to get it looped nicely like that previous one, we actually want to convert it to a sampler. Maybe you can do it on a simpler, but I'm not sure how to do it. So I'm just going to go here and drag. So the sample starts here and it loops. Now there's different sustain modes. This just goes forward and then it starts again from where the sample loop starts. Now I actually prefer this forward and back mode. So then what it does is plays it backwards after that. And I'll bring the loop. You can see, if we zoom this waveform a little bit, there's a little spike here, which is going to create a little bit of noise there. I don't like it, which is why I didn't use this sample that much, but it's a demonstration. Also, the other thing you need to do is tune the sample. I mean, you don't have to tune the sample, but sometimes if you want it to be in the same key as, for example, standard operator or any of the normal instruments, you need to tune it. So actually, what I did is I loaded up an operator and I had them play at the same time. So there's 2 different notes happening there. So I can identify it. I split it left and right. So my left ear is the pan. So this is a C. This is playing an A flat, which is not what we want. So what I need to do was some kind of variation on an A flat, because this wasn't designed to play notes. So what I need to do is then go to pitch, and I'm going to transpose it. And I actually found that was the best. So up 3 semitones and 50 cents. It's very specific. Usually you might only have to transpose in semitones until you get it to the same note. So you now can hear that it's the same note. When I put them back together, they're going to sound very similar. That just means when I play a chord on one, it's going to sound the same in another. I don't have to swap keys between different things. So let's say I had a MIDI clip from one thing and I go, oh, let's try it. It's a better way to do it, trust me. It gets very tiring later. Let's say I want that kind of high sound. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the attack a little bit. I'm going to bring the sustain down. That's the operator still. No, we want the sustain to stay up. Now I'm going to demonstrate how, for example, I did the cute lead, which is this. So it's a monophonic synth. I'll show you this one. Very simply, I went to pitch oscillator and turned on glide, and made glide. As you can hear. It only plays one note, but it glides between those notes. It's quite a cool little sound. Add a little bit of reverb. Or if you don't like the glide, you can just turn it off. There we go. So it's very simple to create your own sounds. I really liked doing that because I hadn't got a kind of like toy piano bell kind of sound like that coming out of Collision. I mean, Collision's designed to create a sound like that, but yeah, it's always good to create your own sounds. And it was a bit of fun to use this actually because I've got this and I got a new microphone and that was a pretty good excuse. So, to recap, find something, record it, record lots of different ways of hitting it, go into the sample, put it into simpler or sampler. Simpler's better, but simpler is an easy way to get started. And then you can map it to your keyboard. So at the moment I'm using the push. You probably can't see, it's over there, but I can play chords as you heard. So all that from a kitchen pot lid. Hope you enjoyed that.